You're listening to Confessions of a Counselor podcast. Here we will talk all things mental wellness.
Hi everyone, it's Janice here. Today I thought we would talk about window of tolerance. So this is something that I talk about with my clients a lot, and I've tried to record a couple of podcasts to talk about other topics, but everything keeps coming back to the window of tolerance. So today we're going to talk about the window of tolerance and what that means and how it affects the work that we do in therapy. This is one of those important topics to kind of give us an understanding of what's going on within us and how to gauge whether or not we need to change a behavior in order to promote living a life that feels more comfortable. So the way that I talk about the window of tolerance with my clients is I want you to imagine that there is a square. And in the middle of that square, going horizontally, is a line. And this is baseline. So this is calm, cool, collected. It's not hyper arousal, so anxious, happy, angry, excited, joyful, right? Like those are all feelings that bring energy to our body. So that's hyper arousal. Below the line is hypo arousal. And this is numb, sad, apathy, right? And that is where our energy is being drained. It's being taken away. We feel low. We feel tired. And we fluctuate between baseline to hyperarousal to hypoarousal. And what we want to do is keep that wave fairly consistent and that it's not going too high or too low, right? That would be where most of the time we're feeling very satisfied with our life. What happens and how we can start to talk about the window of tolerance is that sometimes those spikes or those pits actually knock us outside of the square. So they knock us out of our window, or we can call that dysregulation. So we start to become dysregulated. We're knocked out of our window. And this is where a feeling or an emotion or an event feels overwhelming, and we don't know how to manage or cope with that feeling. It feels too much, whether it's too much high, hyper arousal, or too much low, hypo arousal. And so once we start to recognize where is our baseline, how big is our square or our window of tolerance, and where are we fluctuating within that window, and when are we being knocked out of our window and becoming dysregulated. So when we can start to track and recognize what's happening here, then we can start to gather information to help us come back into our window. So that's the basics of window of tolerance. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. Confessions of a Counselor podcast is available anywhere you like to listen to your podcast, both on Apple and Android. New episodes will be released every Friday. If you enjoyed this podcast, please feel free to join the conversation. Leave a review or subscribe to the podcast hosted on the Anchor app. All these details can be found at janicelyons.com. Until next time, take care.